Hi, Sasha. Nice to talk to you again. I'm Ariana with Fresh Pair of Eyes.
Hey, Ariana, good to see you.
Great. So at the end of season two, you kind of destroyed everything you built, the record company, the whole game and the projects. Why did you make that decision, and what was it like to kind of start from scratch in a business sense?
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a decision that was much discussed. It was not, but it felt Ariana like, frankly, the right way to go. It felt like, that the decisions that were made over the course of the first two seasons and choices that were made, that there are repercussions. There's repercussions, there's ramifications, and that every action has a reaction, and that this felt like the right way to go. But to your point, it's not something we did lightly. But I think rebuilding and reinvention is always interesting from a storytelling standpoint, and I think that's a lot of what season three is about. At the same time, the past always has a hold on you, so you can never truly escape it. But yeah, I mean, I think that was part of the decision. Is when you choices that these characters have made, have certainly certainly have repercussions.
Yes. We're starting to see little glimpses of the monster that Kanan becomes in original power. Do you kind of have checkpoints or ideas of how to slowly integrate that in? Because he's definitely not the same Kanan from season one.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I think, again, sort of the mandate of this series has always been explaining how Kanan becomes Kanan. And so we definitely have signposts along the way. But to your point, I think season three is definitely a pretty big step forward in that regard. Like, I really think in season three, we start to see Kanan as the Kanan who was realized by 50 Cent in the original Power. Like, we start, and a lot of that, frankly, is prompted by his relationship with Rock and his relationship with other members of his family and his friends. Like, we start to see a version of Kanan that is familiar as it relates to the original Power.
Yes. We also know from the original Power that Kanan meets Tommy and Ghost when they're relatively young. Do you think Tommy and Ghost can exist in your Raising Kanan universe at any point in time?
I think that, Raising Kanan is going to tell the story that it's supposed to tell, and certainly I'm very aware of all those things, and I'm not going to give away anything. But I mean, I think we're going to tell the story that feels organic and real to the character and world that we've created. And by we, I mean the writers and directors and actors and everyone who works on this show. And I think it's, where it goes is exactly where it's meant to be. And so I think that's the plan.
Yes. Adult Kanan has such gems in narration and has this point of view that I feel like even when Kanan was alive, really didn't have or express. Like, how do you guys go about writing adult Kanan narration, and what's one of your favorite gems that he said?
Hmm. Um, I mean, I think the way it's written is just, on some level, hearing just 50, I think, in our heads. I mean, 50 is the thing that's so interesting about 50, if you look at him as an artist and as an actor, is he has a very distinctive voice. And by voice, I mean sensibility, sensitivity. But what I think we really aim for is this is Kanan talking from sort of beyond the grave, with a sort of wisdom that he didn't have in real life. He's sort of seen everything play out. Now he's looking back, which allows us to have him sort of offer commentary that he might not have been able to offer when he was alive. So I think that's a big part of it, is sort of him being retrospective in a way and self-aware. In terms of a favorite Kanan sort of, VO, I actually really like the VO he does in episode 1 of season 3, to be honest. I'm not going to give away too much, because obviously that airs Thursday night at midnight. But I do like what he has to say in that VO.
Yes, I completely agree as well. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I can't wait to talk to you about this again in future projects.
Awesome. Ariana, thank you. It's great talking to you again.
Thanks.
Be well.